You know how they do when they want to make somebody like a sheriff? Okay, well you guys are going to be official summer reading course. So everybody raise your right hand. Raise your right hand. That's your left hand, the other right hand. Okay. All right. And repeat after me. I say your name. Promise to amplify my mind. Open up my heart. Make every day seem new. Tickle my funny bones. Zap my scary zones. Read all the summer through. Yeah, boy. Okay. A lot of these are verses that the kids at our school made up. I'm going to read my way around the world at the public library. At the public library. At the public library. I'm going to read my way around the world at the public library and read all the summer through. Help me sing that chorus. I'm going to amplify my mind. I'm going to open up my heart. I'm going to make every day seem new. I'm going to tickle my funny bone. I'm going to zap my scary zone. I'm going to read all the summer through. Amplify means to make something bigger. If you read, your mind's going to get bigger. You're not going to have open heart surgery, but you may feel sad or happy when you read something sad or happy in a book. Okay? And every day is going to seem new because you'll have a different book that you can read. I'm going to put on a cape and fly to France with Captain Underpants. With Captain Underpants. With Captain Underpants. I'm going to put on a cape and fly to France. With Captain Underpants. I'm going to read all the summer through. Help me sing that. I'm going to amplify my mind. I'm going to open up my heart. I'm going to make every day seem new. I'm going to tickle my funny bone. I'm going to zap my scary zone. I'm going to read all the summer. And I'm going to tell you a story about a possum. Now, who can tell me something that a possum does that helps it survive from its predators? It plays dead, that's right. And the reason it does that is that when a predator comes to eat it, if it thinks it's already dead, it thinks, oh, that's not fresh meat, that's not very good, it's been laying around for a while. I was out in the swamp, and I was trapped all the day. I come back into the camp, and I say to my wife, what you have fixed to eat? I am very hungry. She say, not much, vieux, not much. I pick up a few shrimp and a crab, and with them I make a gumbo. A gumbo is a soup. Ah, chérie, I say, a gumbo is very little for a man fatigued like me, a man tired like me. Why you not kill a chicken? She said, we only have one chicken left, and she lay an egg every day. It would be a mortal sin to kill a beast like that. Just then, I hear a out in the backyard. I throw open the door, I look out, and there is a rat de bois, and got our last hen by the neck. I run out in the yard, I pick up a stick, I give him a grand coup de bâton. I put his feet in the air. I say to my wife, look, look, the bon Dieu is bon, the good Lord is good. Now we're going to have meat to eat. So I take the hide over to Zebby. He the fur trader in the next camp. He going to take that hide and he going to sell it. He take that hide and he give me a bottle of wine for trade. My wife, she fix up a little bread, she fix up a stew, and everything come good. A little while later, I open the oven door to see how everything is going. Now maybe you not believe this, but I open that oven and there is the rat de bois. He's standing up in the pan. He had eat the potatoes, he had drink the grease, he come running out the door, he run between my wife's legs, knock over the bread, knock over the wine, he go running out through the door. He grab that hand and he go running off. And that's not all. That night, he go back into Zebby's camp, he take the hide off of the stretching board, and he put it back on. Now that's something, huh? It exaggerated. He played dead so well, he stayed alive in that oven at 450 degrees. And while he was there, he ate up the stew, and he went back to Zebby, who had his hide, and he took that hide off of the stretching board, he put it back on, and he ran off. Now, could a possum really do that? No, it's an exaggeration, but it's based on something true, which is that a possum plays dead. Well, in the old days, when you got these big old holes in your blue jeans, like he's got, and your mama said, no more wearing those blue jeans, she didn't just throw those blue jeans out. She took the blue jeans and she cut out squares and shapes out of the good part of the blue jeans, and she saved them in a pile. And she'd sew those patches together and she'd make something new out of those motions. I want you to put on a pair of glasses for your grandma, because you know our eyes get old. On my grandma's, and probably the first place you need a patch is right here, because you're sitting on it all the time. So for patch, I want you to kind of hit your bottom. Patchwork, and for quilt, I want you to pretend you've got a needle and you're sewing, okay? Okay? So on my grandma's patchwork, on my grandma's patchwork, well, let me see it. Squares of corduroy and silk, red and green and blue, and yellow too, on my grandma's patchwork quilt. They have lots of wonderful markets in Latin America. There's a food market. There's a market with lots of crafts like I've got there. There's my sister-in-law and my nephews in a market in San Miguel de Allende, Mexico. And here's a song about going to the market to buy some musical instruments. I'm going to have you help me do this. There's José Luis Orozco. This comes from a book of his called Diez Deditos, and other playwrights and action songs from Latin America. Here's another book with other great songs there. There'll be a guitar. There'll be a clarinet and clarinete. There'll be a violin, and then a cello, which is pronounced violon in Spanish. And there'll be a tutu, a tambor, or a hand drum. En la pulga de San Jose, yo compré una guitarra. And then you play your guitar. Can you hold up your hands like you're playing a guitar? One hand goes out like that and the other strums. Ta-da-ta-da-ta-da, la guitarra. Now you guys can play too back there if you like. Ta-da-ta-da-ta-da, la guitarra. Then sing, by usted, which means you go to. By usted, a la pulga de San Jose. You go to la pulga de San Jose. That's it. En la pulga de San Jose, yo compré un violin, a violin, little instrument, like a little guitar. This goes under your chin, this goes up in your hand. Hold up your violin. You need a bow to play it, a stick with some horse's hair. Hold that with this hand. Lean, lean, violin. En la pulga de San Jose, yo compré un tuntún, el tambor or drum. Tun, tun, el tun, tun, lon, lon, violon, lin, lin, violin, nete, 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 clarinete, tara, 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 la guitarra. By usted, a la pulga de San Jose. By usted, a la pulga de San Jose. Very good. Jamie O'Rourke was the laziest man in Ireland. He would do anything to keep from working. He would sit around all day, and his wife Eileen would say, Jamie O'Rourke, we'll have nothing to eat this winter if you don't get up and pick out the bread, said to himself. Well, there's no telling how soon death will be knocking at my door. I'd best go and confess my sins to the priest so that I can go to heaven. So in the middle of the night, Jamie O'Rourke got up out of bed, And he went walking down the hill to go to the church at midnight to confess his sins. Well, about halfway down the hill, he heard a little singing and tapping. He come up nice and close, and he pulled back the ferns. And there, sitting in the middle of the moonlight, was a leprechaun. Well, Jamie knew just what to do. He grabbed that fella by the coattails and held him up in the air. "Let me go! Let me go!" said the little fella. "Not on your life," said Jamie. "Not until you take me to your pot of gold." He let go of that little fella. He scampered up the hill. Jamie took his potato seed and went home. But when Eileen found out what she'd done, she says to him, "Jamie O'Rourke, you're not only the laziest man in Ireland, you're a fool as well. What are you going to do with this so-called magic potato seed?" "You'll see," says Jamie. "I'll plant it and you'll see." She did see, for in a few weeks, up out of the ground came an enormous potato. It pushed up the shed and it pushed up the house. "Well," says Jamie, "it's time to go dig out." And the real story is that about 150 years ago in Ireland, the potatoes got a disease called the blight. It came across the ocean on the ships, and all their potatoes turned bad. You couldn't eat them. They all turned bad, and people began to starve. She discovers it one day when she hears this scream across the fields, and then she smells this stench coming toward her. And the very next day, she discovers it in her own garden. And she and her sister look, and they can't find barely any potatoes that are not already destroyed. When she walks through the garden, this brown ooze comes out on her skirt. Well, they pick the only potatoes that they can find that are still looking good. By the time they get in the house, those potatoes too are spotted, so they begin cutting out the spots of the potato. But by the time they get the spots out and they put the rest of it in the pot with water, the water turns black with the fungus by the time it boils. The English people in the country next door owned almost all the homes, and when they couldn't earn any money, they were kicking them out of the homes. So they didn't have any home, they didn't have any food, and things got worse and worse. And so what 1 million of them did was they boarded a ship and they came to the United States. Finally, they arrived in the United States and they looked for work, and what many of them did for work was they helped to build the railroads which were coming across the United States at that time. In 1841, I put me corduroy breeches on, I put me corduroy breeches on to work upon the railway. Here's your chorus. Fill-a-me-o-ree-o-ree-ay, 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 to work upon the railway. In 1847, Billy Megan, she went to heaven. She left 1 kid, she left 11 to work upon the railway. Fill-a-me-o-ree-o-ree-ay.